Hi, I'm Charlotte Lawson, a registered licensed dietitian here in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm going to give you a few tips if you're a beginner at some cooking. First, you're going to need a couple things. Obviously, cooking appliances, maybe like a George Foreman, for instance. Second, you're going to need some cooking utensils, maybe like a spatula or a frying pan if you're using a stove. You're also probably going to need a simple cookbook, and try to keep it simple if you can. And lastly, a sense of adventure and an open mind. When you're starting to cook, try to look at different ways of cooking that can keep the fat content lower. This is like grilling, broiling, stir frying, or pan sauteing. Anytime you deep fry or add a lot of fat to the product, it becomes unhealthy, and therefore it's not something you want to keep in practice. Also keep in mind, fats are still fat, so even though you may have heard a lot of good things about oils, like for instance olive oil, still make sure you're limiting it. Try to use maybe like a pan spray, so when you're greasing up that frying pan or maybe your George Foreman, you're again using a little bit of fat so that your food doesn't stick, but you're not overdoing it. Thirdly, try to open your mind and try new things. I know convenience cooking is really an easy way to go. Consider a box of macaroni and cheese. Look at that and maybe see if you can add things to it to create a meal, maybe some frozen vegetables and a can of tuna. So you've added in a vegetable choice, a protein choice, plus you have that good old tasty mac and cheese to back it up. And when looking at a cookbook, try to start simple. There are plenty of great cookbooks out there that maybe only need 5 ingredients, and a lot of times those ingredients can be in your cupboard. Trying to keep variety in the meals that you're cooking, and ultimately looking at the food guide pyramid and trying to hit each food group for that meal. In general, a regular meal, for a good idea to plan, half of your plate should be of vegetables, a quarter should be of a lean protein source, and another quarter should be of a starch or a grain. That's just a simple idea of how your plate should look in an ideal world. Well, those are just a couple tips if you're cooking, and good luck. I'm Charlotte, and eat happy.